The fuck did you just say? This is a very important social phrase for which there is no analog in the overculture. It starts at the dinner tables when someone says something wild or racist or, against immigrants, and everybody just rolls their eyes or just looks away and goes, "Oh, how awkward," but says nothing and does nothing. I often say that the nuclear family, especially under supremacy culture, is the final boss that y'all have to beat in your heads. And that dinner table mentality of just keeping things smooth, no matter what anybody is saying, is a lot how a lot of y'all get got. Because then later in life, you hear someone say something wild and you just wave it away or you don't say anything. And then you let people get away with essentially poisoning people's minds, with talking shit about people, with making the social situation more awkward, but not being willing to throw a little awkwardness in there to fight back, which means they win every time. I'm telling you, instead of policing people's language and fighting over ideology or even about voting, you would do much more if you are kind of person to fight the people at your damn dinner tables, people in your family groups, because that is where the battle of hearts and minds can be fought and won or lost. Because after you've all left there, that place has been left basically unassailed by the ideas and the way you're trying to live your life outside of those family groups. But if you go back to those family groups, if you consider your family of origin to be one of the most important parts of your life, then that means you are succumbing to the overculture. Remember, if someone says something fucked up and you push back on them and say, "What the fuck did you just say?" Or "Why are you talking about my friend like that?" You're not the one who made it awkward. They did. And another thing, everything being so awkward is just peak supremacy culture. Okay, like think about what for lack of a better word, first world problem that is. Everything that is awkward can either be solved by a little compassion or a little humor or just minding your own business and letting people do what they got to do. Truly, that whole era of history where everything was so awkward all the time is like literally the overculture asserting itself by demanding social smoothness. That's really all it is when it gets down to it. If someone is talking shit in front of you about someone or something not present that you claim to care about, push back on them, tell them you need to see receipts, or they need to not talk about it around you. Being an abolitionist, being anti carceral, that doesn't mean no consequences. It means that we have to protect our own communities. And you don't do that through silence or just thinking everybody's going to hold hands and everything's going to be perfect all the time. You do that through having and resolving conflict openly. Try it. It actually feels pretty great when you actually stand up to people who are being bullies or saying foul shit. It feels good. And once you get into the habit, it becomes impossible not to.